Hi there and welcome back to my channel where I will be talking about all things yarn related and updating you on the things that I've been making and buying in the month of January. So this is very much my January roundup. So in my last video I was telling you about some of the things that I'd made, some of the things that I'd bought and my intentions for the month ahead. So let me catch up with some of those projects and what progress I have made. So the first thing I just wanted to share with you were the socks. So I mentioned in my last video that I'd made my first pair of socks, but I didn't have them available because they were in the wash. So I brought them along today to show you. And this is them. I can't remember, it's a West Yorkshire Spinner's yarn. I have worn these a lot. I do wash these through the machine and then I just pop them onto the radiator to dry normally overnight. And they've been absolutely fine. They've not fluffed up too much, they've been comfy, they've held their shape really well, and overall I've been really happy with them. So that's them, which I don't think is too bad for my first pair of socks. So that is my first project to update you on. I also finished making that ballet cardigan that I mentioned in my last video. I got a bit bored of. I carried on being very bored with this, but it's my niece's birthday very, very soon, and that spurred me on just to sort of keep going with it, press on and just get the thing done. And you know, I hand washed it, and as soon as I hand washed it and I hung it up, I know I shouldn't hang it, but I hung it up to dry overnight. I ironed it the following day and I really liked it. So I'm going to show you how far I've got with that and what it now looks like. So it's all nicely folded up here. Hopefully I'll look all right on camera. But this is it. So I went for the short sleeve option. Now this is not the neatest knit of my life, but bearing in mind when I did this really, it was only my sort of second, third project. This stitching is not great here whatsoever. Some of the edges not very brilliant either. But you know, she's not going to be bothered. I think she's going to absolutely love it. So I know there's flaws in it, but I'm not sort of getting hung up about it. I then attached ribbons rather than doing the knitted belt, which I thought was quite a cute and different idea. Again, you're not going to see it very well because it sort of droops when it's not on just there, but it does go round through the hole on the side, and I've done a nice long tail. And I've also added one of my labels, which I'm just going to mention to you. So let me update you about my labels. I mentioned in the last video that I was working with an independent to create my own labels. That's all now done and I'm really, really happy with the outcome. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about that process so you too might want to have a go yourself. So Mad Dog's Design, I discovered them on Etsy originally when I needed to buy some leather pieces for some sewing that I was doing. And I contacted them to say I would really like to make my own little labels. And I knew very clearly what I wanted. I knew that I wanted to do one that would wrap around the bottom of a hem for my knitted garments. And I knew that I wanted a longer version that would go onto my bag. So here on this one, for example, I've bought a badge, but I really wanted to be able to sew one on. So I sent them my image, gave them an idea of what I wanted, and we communicated quite quickly and easily about what sort of sizes I imagined them to be. They sent me through some samples. Well, they sent me the list of the colour leathers that they've got, and I sort of marked off the ones that I particularly liked, or really the ones that I wasn't bothered about. But to be honest, they have got a tremendous range and they're all really, really nice colours, so that wasn't really hard. To be honest, I didn't really mind what they sent me. But in the post, literally just a couple of days later, these samples arrived of just the one design at that point, which was fine. And what I wanted to look at my end was the quality of the etching, because in some leathers it came out better and stronger, more defined than in others. So rather than focusing when I was going through, because there were so many, I had to narrow the selection down. Rather than worrying about what the colour was of the label, the first thing I did was focused on the quality of the etching, and I just selected out the ones that weren't quite as defined, and that got rid of a few of them, not many, but it got rid of a few. From there I then went into colour batches, so I looked at my browns. So there's so many tones of browns, I then tried to reduce that down to say 3 tones of brown that stood out the strongest to me that I preferred, and that narrowed down my range to however many I've got here, which I'm not entirely sure. Sent off and said, look, these are the ones I'm happy with, can we proceed? And I'd like maybe just 2 of each style in each colourway. Literally within a week, these came through to me with the overall price to include the postage. And Stuart said there was one colour we couldn't do, but we've given you a few extras just to compensate. And then they arrived. So I have got loads here, loads. And I soon set to in attaching them to my clothing. So if I go back to the ballet cardigan, so I can show you. I wasn't sure if there's a right or wrong way to stitch these on, but there we go. I went for a little contrast colour because I don't really have a pink. So I've just got my lotus just there, which I think is really, really pretty in that very, very soft blue. So as a contrast, let me show you this sort of a sage green colour. Hopefully it'll come up all right on camera. Oh, wrong way. There we go. And then I just put holes on the side. Well, actually with these ones, I actually stitch all the way around. I've done one already on a bag, which I'll insert so you can take a quick peek. Through the bag, you can see these ones, really, really nice, mustard yellow. And if I flip it over, just like that. And I've got orangey tones. I've got these brighter green tones. I've got like a biscuity brown colour. I've got a really nice dark leathery brown one there, which I do like. Loads. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colours. So it must have been 10 that I chose, but they've omitted the pink. So that process has been dead easy, so affordable. £24. That's what it's cost me. So I think it's worth it to personalise. Moving on, I showed you last time that I had also finished my Vinka sweater. So again, that's just got the label on now as well. So just a refresh of that to show you what that looks like with the label on. I really like that one. So I think that's quite pretty too. So yeah, those are a couple of things that have now got the badges on. So to complete what I've actually finished making, ta-da! This is my Elan sweater with the badge, with the knitting. This is from the Croft knit book, which I absolutely adore. The sleeves are sort of 3/4 length. I'm incredibly happy with this. Really, really, really happy with it. It was a bit like labour pains though. It got a bit painful at points, but literally within 2 days I'd forgotten about those labour pains, and I'm keen to make another one now. Whether I will or not is another matter. So yeah, that is my completed make as well, and the one that I'm incredibly proud of. I really, really do love this, and it's so soft. Really, really soft fabric that's been made. I forgot to mention with the ballet cardigan, I also made this little headband just to go with it, but that's been crocheted, but I thought I'd kind of finish things off for that. So ongoing projects. My son asked for his purple sock, and one purple sock he has got. That's as far as we've got on the second one. Not getting very far, am I? But I'm going to. I will catch up, and that will be done the next time we meet. The only other ongoing project I've got, because I'm really being very disciplined at the minute and not continuing to start new projects, I found it a little bit overwhelming to be honest, is I am making myself a Rico top. I'm trying to think, yeah, pattern 502. That's it. So it's more of a throw over top. It's got this little contrast colour up here. I'm not doing the contrast. Really nice stitch on that one actually. Pleased with how it's going. I'm using like a stone colour. I'm using this Stylecraft Softy Chunky. Beautiful knit with. And I'll show you how it's coming along. I've nearly finished one side. So that's it. So I am doing it on a circular needle, but I'm not knitting in the round, obviously. And these needles I got from the Wool Loft in town. And these are 5mm needles, and I thought I would try this sort rather than the metal, mainly just for a bit of fun. But interestingly, I learned something a couple of days ago from one of my colleagues. I'm having a bit of an arthritis flare up at the minute, and she said, "Are you using metal needles?" I said, "Yes, but not at the minute." She said, "Metal needles are apparently not very good if you've got arthritis." So I don't know what's in that, but I'm going to trust her because she's a nurse. So I'm just going to keep going with these and see how that feels. And when we meet again, I will have done the back and it will all be put together, and I will have a beautiful, beautiful, very, very snuggly, incredibly snuggly. Look at all that top to wear. So yeah, they are my main makes right now. So I have made a number of visits to the wool loft recently. I know it got a little bit tough hiding them in the end as well. And I'm going to insert some pictures so you can see where my local is, because I do go there far too often. And it'd be a shame for me to not share Liz's beautiful, beautiful little shop. So I'll pop some pictures. Well, this is a little bit odd, isn't it? Because now I'm in my lounge. I've already recorded this bit. And something weird happened with the IT. So here I am. There's going to be this section right in the middle now where I'm sat in the lounge, all snuggled up on the sofa. But the good news is you can see my jumper properly. So yeah, I'm just going to be slipping this bit back in to the recording. The things that I did tell you that I'm now going to tell you again are the things that I've bought. I may have mentioned the wool loft. I may not have done. I do not know. And I may or may not have said that I'm going to include some pictures. But I am going to include some pictures of the wool loft, my favourite little local shop. And I'm going to start by telling you about some of the things that I bought from there. So I bought the second West Yorkshire Spinners book. I bought this because I love the variety of patterns. It is more for the family, giving more variety to the knitter. And in it, there was a pattern I particularly liked. I mean, there's loads that I liked. And to be honest, the first book I got was such value because I've already made 2 jumpers out of it. But in this one, it is this one that I love. There we go. And I have the wool to make this. It's the same wool as this, the same type of wool. Let me grab that out of my bag again. And I will show you the combination. So the main body of the top is going to be in this colour here. That's probably quite a true colour, you can see there. It's nice. No, I told you the wrong way around. Oh, no. That would be the main colour, this sort of denim blue colour, and that will be the yoke. So let me hold the picture up again. I think this is going to be a very nice combination. So that is going on my list to do. The next thing that I got from the wool loft, and now I couldn't stop myself with this one. That's all I'm going to say. I went in for a needle, and the good news is I got the needle, but I also got more yarn. And then I had the problem because there were lots of colours that I liked, and I did get it down to 2 colours. That was good news. The first one is this. Now it's a Finesse King Cole, and it's a cotton silk double knit, and it's a mild white colour. And with the white colour, I plan to make this pattern just here. And I might well just shorten those sleeves up there, so it's more of a summery t-shirt. But I really like that detail, all this down here, and it'll be something new for me to learn. So I got that one in the mild white, and then I love this very sage kind of green colour, colour 2817 King Cole silk, and with that I'm going to knit up this pattern, which I also really like. I think it's really pretty, some beautiful detail, lots for me to get stuck into there and practice. And this yarn is in the sale, and it cost me £1.95 per 50 gram ball, so not a bad price at all for a good quality, soft, luxurious top. So that's everything I got from my favourite little shop there, along with the Rico fabric as well. Rico jumper, should I say. And I'm going to share some pictures of that yarn with you. I then also went away to Oakham for the day to meet a friend of mine, Henry, the lady who designed the Vinka knit jumper, and she took me along to her local independent. And again, I'm going to share some pictures of that shop with you. Lovely little shop. And I met Julie there, and Julie I've spoken to over the internet already when I bought my drops yarn to make the Vinka Sweat. And the reason why I went in this time was to get more yarn to make another one of those. She came up with a fabulous idea though. Let me grab it. And she showed me that she also offers the drops yarn in this cotton weight. That means that I can have a summer weight Vinka top. Lovely colour, really, really nice. It's like a dusky red colour. It's colour 66, and it is Drops Paris. and it cost me, I think it was £1.20 per ball. So an incredibly, I think I've got 7 of these, so £7 for a beautiful top. So I shall make that a little bit closer to the summer months, I think. And the other thing that I got from there, and the final thing to show you, is this. And that is yarn to make my dad's socks. So you'll recall in the last video, I mentioned in my legend planner, I have written down that I want to make dad's socks for his birthday in May. So this is the yarn that I have now chosen. So very dark browns, some almost burgundy tones in there. And I'm hoping it will knit up to become a lovely fabric for his socks. So I hope you found that little part useful. And now I will take you back to video recording 1. The only other thing that I want to sort of ask, I think, is I am wanting to design a bag. And I was telling you that I use these bags for my knitting, which are brilliant. But I would like to explore making a few more bags and maybe selling the idea. So if people wanted to buy the patterns or the products, then they could. So my question to you is, knitters and yarners and crocheters and everything else, what do you want from your knitting bag or your crochet bag? What does it need to be able to do? How big does it need to be? What do you want to keep in it? Have you bought some that they're just not quite right? What is it that's not quite right? Any information you can give me to help me design this bag would be really appreciated. So if you could put comments down in the comments below or message me directly, I would really find that useful. So I'm just going to take a quick peek at my list of all the things that I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, I've covered everything. So I hope you enjoyed that little roundup. I will be back again at the end of February, hopefully with my new sweater on, the Rico one, and with some more updates of what the next lot of plans are. Between now and then we've got a Valentine's Day, so do enjoy your day with your loved ones and friends. Hopefully you get out, hopefully you get some time to do a little bit of knitting, like that. And stay in touch. If you've got any questions, any comments, do drop them below. If you're enjoying the content, please do give me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.